Hello, Renee Flamont here. You guys, I talk a lot about being alone, and don't not listen because you're thinking, oh, but I want to date. You can date. I'm not saying that being alone means you can never date again, or you have to take 5 years off from dating, or a year off from dating. I choose to be alone, but I try to also get out there and go on a date here and there. When I say alone, what I mean is getting wrapped up right again 100%, 24/7, 365 with another human being. Okay, I do think that taking time before moving back out into the world can lead to clarity. I think healing takes time. Of course it does. I think dissecting what happened takes time. Learning what happened so you don't pick another narcissist. Oh my God, do you know how possible that is? I've done it several times throughout my life. And this time, after this one, I have spent a lot of time, obviously, dissecting, learning, listening, and figuring out what happened. And it has helped me not pick another one. Well, I shouldn't say that. I guess I'd pick them if I said yes to go on a date with somebody, but I didn't go on a second or third. Do you know what I'm saying? So I'm learning. For some reason, I think they're attracted to a certain type of person. I reek of being empathetic. That's a whole other video, you know. But anyway, learning what happens so you don't pick another one, it happens a ton. And this takes time to figure out. You were strong enough to get away from this one, and boom, you fell right into another one without realizing it. Unless you do the work. I couldn't have done the work if I had been with another person right away. They take up your space. They take up your mind. They take up your everything. You're distracted when you meet a new person. Of course you are. That's normal. That's why I avoid to be wrapped up in somebody. I'm not saying I won't go grab dinner with somebody or a coffee, but I'm moving very slowly and I'm not jumping into anything because I am taking time alone. And I'm honest when I go out with somebody. Go ahead and see other people. I'm not going to move as fast as you want me to. Ooh, but that was all about boundaries. We talked about that. Also, I want to mention the empowerment that you'll feel standing alone is astounding. You've got to be able to be alone without being lonely. And that's a very old expression. It's an overused expression, but it makes sense. And you might say, well, how can I? I am lonely. So what do you mean? How could I do that? The thing is, that expression means that you should have a very fulfilled life without another person. You shouldn't have to have another person to be happy in your world. Whatever it takes to make you happy should exist separate from another individual. Now, if you're married 50 years, hats off. You can't picture not having another person in your life. But if you are not, you should be able to have your life be fulfilling just with you. It shouldn't be dependent on another person for you to find your happiness, your joy, your peaceful place. That's what that means. Be alone without being lonely. Me being alone has nothing to do with me feeling lonely. I just don't, because I've trained myself to be very happy in my life. I use the word train because it does take some getting used to, especially for some people who aren't like that. They don't like that. The risk that you have, too, is you don't want to replace them with somebody else because that's a message to them that you don't want to have. What I mean is, wouldn't you rather send a message to them that you'd rather be alone than be with them? It isn't that you replaced them. You didn't. You didn't find somebody else. Nope. Oh, you want to come up? What do you mean? You're not with anybody. No, I'm alone. But no, I still don't want you anyway. I don't want you anyway. It's not, oh, I know you have that new boyfriend and can I come over? Or it's, well, I know you're alone anyway, so can I come over? No, I'd rather be alone than be with you. I didn't need to replace you with anybody else. I'm happy where I stand. Thank you very much. I'm happy already. Thank you very much. And I think that that's a powerful message. Not that the narcissist, heeds any messages, but I think it is a powerful message to let them know that you're choosing being alone over being back with them. They're so deplorable that I'd rather be alone than with you. What do you mean? Aren't you lonely? Nope. And even if I were, you're out. It's a powerful message that you send. Now, to get back to what I said in the beginning, some of you may need a distraction. And I get that. I totally get that. But if you date for the distraction, then keep it at that. Don't allow yourself to become all wrapped up in the whole thing. The waiting on them, the hoping right away, the trying to see something in it that isn't. You see that he went out, or she, again, my pronoun's he, you use whatever you want. You see that they went out and found somebody else, and maybe part of you is competitive and think, well, I need to also. No, you don't. No, you don't. You don't think they look a buffoon? They were making the same happy faces with you a second ago. Now they're with somebody else. Next month it'll be somebody else. You don't think they look a fool? You don't have to take part in that and play that tennis match. You're just fine. And if you are dating somebody and you take your time and you're not trying to see something that isn't there because you're very desperate to be in that happy place too, remember, the happy place you see them being in is all for show. And you don't want to chase being with something to compete with them. That's not a healthy reason to go after finding something in life with a person. And you know that. I don't have to explain that to anybody. I feel elementary just saying that. Of course that's not the proper reason. Get to know yourself. For some of you, it may be the first adult time you've had alone to do so. I have a friend, a narcissist, who can't be alone. Like all narcissists, he can't be alone. I try to give advice to suggest being alone. The resistance is ridiculous that I get. Because as an adult person, this person knows they cannot be alone. They say it right out. Oh, no, I can't be alone, Renee. You know that. I can't live alone. I can't be alone. I can't not have a person on my arm. I can't be alone. They don't know the word narcissist. I don't sit there and douse people with this subject matter in my personal life. I don't at all, actually. If you're ever wondering, I don't do that. This is for the channel. I reserve it for here. If somebody asks me something, I'll try to explain to them what I think, but I'm not on a continuous, vocal expulsion of all of what we talk about here. But I do talk to them about that. It's nothing I can do. You can be alone. You're not them. If they've run out and gotten someone new right away, don't you dare make you think that you need to as well. Their life is now separate from yours. You know whatever they have going isn't an enviable thing at all. Let them be. Take your time to find your own path. You may realize how much you love being by yourself. You may hate it, but I'm telling you, it's empowering to feel fine, to know you're okay, to know you'll be fine and okay, regardless of who is on your arm in that capacity. All we have is ourselves. I don't mean to sound hokey, but that's the truth. If we don't learn to exist solo, then we may never fully learn about our true selves. If you do learn to achieve happiness alone, then you meet up with another person who is also happy alone. Well, then that's the mother lode of all healthy relationships right there. That's to what I aspire. And again, I'm not saying you can't get right out there. If you need interim distraction and you absolutely can't think of another way to do that, but keep your head on straight. That you're doing it for the reasons that you're doing it, as a distraction. And be honest with people. Be nice. Don't lead anyone on. And you might say, well, if I'm just dating for a distraction, that is leading somebody. No, I'm not saying full on just pick anybody. If you meet somebody you like and you feel like, or I should say, if you're doing it for a distraction, then you're probably online trying to meet somebody. You catch someone that seems somewhat your type, you go out with them. I don't mean you're using them for a distraction. You may think you might like this person, but I implore upon you to move at a snail's pace. Because you don't know them yet. You don't know people. They could be a love bomber just like the narcissist. 6 months, I'm telling you, I'm going 6 months allowing a real person to unravel. And so far, it's taken me 1 date and 2 days to have a real person unravel. If I had done what I did with the last couple that I challenged because they were exhibiting signs I didn't like, if I had done that with my narcissist, I wouldn't have gone out with him more than 2 times. Because watch how fast they run away. If they're dysfunctional and you approach them with, ooh, you know what, I'm moving a little more slowly than you are, they come back like a brat. It's all but kicking their feet. It's like a temper tantrum. It's hilarious. It's hilariously obvious to me is what I mean by that. Poor them. They'll go forth in life and try to see something else with somebody else that's not there that they meet for 1 date. 1 date? 2 dates? And you think that's it? We're together? No. And I want you to watch that because there are a lot of them out there. And you might think, ooh, this is just what I need just to get wrapped up in this person and he's so nice and blah, 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 blah. But he could be another one. How do you know? You don't know him. There's been no, well, I can just tell he said this and he seems, you could just tell with your narcissist. You don't know somebody in 1 or 2 times. Now, I know a couple and they're together now and she tells me, I knew after the 2nd date I could trust him completely. And she got lucky. The guy, I know the guy. The guy is my person. The girl is new in my life. And I said, well, you got lucky that he turned out to be him. He is trustworthy. But he could have turned out to be a narcissist. Jumping in after 2 dates and you trust him completely. She got lucky. It panned out. But if you do that and you jump in after 2 dates thinking, ooh, I can trust this person, they could be another narcissist or somebody that has ill intentions. You want to give that some thought. That's what I'm saying. So you be honest with people. You be nice. You don't lead anyone on. If things work out with your distraction, great. If they don't, fine. Move on. Don't dwell in one place trying to make something stick. You did that already. That's what landed you here. I think it's important, too, when we're alone after a narcissist, to use the time to reconnect with family, friends, hobbies, old things that you used to love to do. I think that is extremely vital. Those things nurture you. They rebuild you. You need to be around people that love you. You need to talk things through. Find someone if you'd like. If you want to keep it to yourself, that's your choice too. But be around, reconnect. Go have lunch with a cousin. Go have dinner with a parent. Go have, do you know what I mean? Look up an old friend that you haven't seen in a while because you were wrapped up in this narcissist business. You don't have to tell them the whole story. I got wrapped up in something. It was a bad year. Do you want to talk about it? Not right now. Let's just have dinner. It's nice to see you. Because I don't mean downtrodden and you need to feel like you have to fill every single person in on every ugly detail that you just went through. You don't have to do that. But you should reconnect with family and friends and people that love you. The other thing about being alone that I talk about this a lot, but I'm sorry. Embrace the openness of endless possibilities. It's intoxicating. Endless possibilities with everything. When you're paired with someone, anyone, healthy or not, healthy here, I mean, God forbid, I hope we're all healthy physically. But whether they're a narcissist or not, you are on a trajectory together when you're paired with someone. That's the nature of being paired up. When you're alone, anything on earth can happen at any moment. I had 3 very impulsive things come up in the last month that I could say yes to for later on in the year. I didn't have to check with anybody. I didn't have to wonder. I didn't have to wait to hear what they had to. Yes, I'll do it. I'm game. Yep. It's empowering. And it's learning to love yourself, looking at your life, taking stock in everything around you. This is vital stuff to feel your blessings that you have alone in your life without a partner. I'm itchy everywhere. It's the pollen. If you're wondering what I'm doing, the window's open. The pollen count is like an 11. And I won't shut the doors because I'm stubborn and I love the fresh air. It's tough to learn to love yourself and know yourself and look at your life and appreciate your blessings if you go right back out there and become immediately entangled with someone else. Dating and jumping right into another huge commitment are 2 totally different things. You can't picture not dating at all. Going cold turkey all alone seems unlikely for yourself. You must date. You don't want to embrace the open possibilities? Then okay, date, like I said above. But I'd be extra careful before joining forces with someone new while the narcissist is still lurking in your system. Now you might say, but I need someone else to get over them. I get it, but dangerous territory because you should want to experience getting over them without someone new. Then you know it's complete. Final. What if you meet someone, you get along, and then your new exits, your new fails? That fails. And you weren't really over the narcissist yet. You were using them, not using, I don't mean like that. I hope we don't do that with each other. But you met someone, you liked them, you jumped in, and subconsciously it was like, this is a distraction, this is a good place, I like the way this feels. And then they exit. They leave. Maybe they turned out to be another narcissist. Now you're in danger of reaching out to your old narcissist, the familiar, for comfort. Oh yeah, that happens all the time. I'm telling you, it's tricky. Because if a new person hurts you, you're going to like curl up and be reaching for your blanket, for your comfort, for your bottle, for your, I'm liking it to an infant. You want comfort, the familiar. Takes nothing. You have too many glasses of wine maybe one night and boom, you're reaching out to the narcissist because you know they'll feed you. You know they'll love bomb you. You know they've been trying to reach you. You're going to call them back. They're going to be friendly to you maybe, you think. That's what you need to hear. You don't ever want the narcissist again to be a Band-Aid for you in any situation. You don't want to have to reach out to them for anything. They can't provide you with what you need. And if you get entangled and then it ends, it's just another risk. I found the best assurance I could have given myself is that regardless of what happens in my life, I will never need to think about reaching out to him. Right? It's a very clean feeling. I'm over him, period. I've been alone for a very long time now. It's been over a year that I broke up with him. It's been a long time. And I don't ever get the temptation to call him, to fill a hole, fill a gap. Not at all. And you shouldn't either. I just wanted to point this out. I don't want you to think about you have to be alone or you can't be alone, or I just wanted to mention these few things so as you go forward, maybe you can embrace the process and exist alone and figure yourself out. I just wanted to mention it. Thank you for watching, and please go ahead and hit sub, like, and share, and I'll see you next time.